All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Internet Marketing Strategies. Vic Strazius here with you for a private training, a private webinar. Hope you can hear me. Hope you can see me. Obviously, we're doing this as a live. A live session here, and this will be recorded. Okay. So give me 1 second. Let me check something here. I want to make sure that I'm actually, in fact, streaming this. Okay. And we will be able to get started. Okay, so look, this is our first one. Okay, first session. There's going to be many of these sessions coming up, but this is specifically for internet marketing strategies, right? So this is specifically what we will be discussing, specific strategies for marketing. Okay, all right, good. So it looks like I'm coming across loud and clear. I am actually currently in a different location because I am coming to you from New York right now. Had a really busy day today working on a project here for the 4%, and so got my equipment here. This webinar was supposed to be happening a little bit earlier today. I apologize, had to push it back because I did not have my equipment, my computer with me. Okay. So we are back, and we're gonna dig into this. So let me kind of pre-frame this. Okay, so there's, if you're a pro level member, obviously this is for pro level members and above. You guys have access to this. Now here is the. I want to make sure that we manage expectations right. Okay, so we have a training session on internet or traffic generation strategies. Okay, traffic generation strategies. Though that's important for you to understand. Okay. There is a second pillar. We'll be talking about list building strategies. Okay, so how do you build your list? How do you monetize your list? All that stuff. Okay, there is also a third pillar on actual marketing strategies. Okay, so traffic, list, and then marketing strategies. Well, this particular session is on marketing strategies. So, specifically, we're going to be talking about in the area of internet marketing, and we might discuss some things that might be outside of the actual internet. But it will be very, very useful stuff. The only thing I can show you, the only thing I can teach you here is the stuff that I've done, the stuff that worked for me. I'll show you, and I'll talk about stuff that worked. I will talk about stuff that didn't work for me that I've tested, and you'll be able to, build your business, move forward, hopefully equipped with the knowledge or expertise or ideas, strategies that worked. At least worked for me really well. Okay, and I've been doing a lot of different things. I've been testing a lot of different things, and I don't know everything, but I know a thing or two about a thing or two, and so I'm going to share them with you. Keep in mind, these are strategies. These are not I don't want to get into specific tactics here because again, tactics can change, right? And they often do. Strategies though, normally if it they can be timeless. And so that's what I want to spend more time talking about, and then let your mind kind of absorb the information, let it go to work, and then you will come up with something beautiful when it comes to tactics. Okay, at the end of the day, you're building your business, and my hope and desire and outcome here is to help you, steer you in a direction to where you can go out there and be unique in the marketplace, right? Which is important. Okay, so we're gonna take one strategy at a time. Okay, we're going to dedicate one session. This is first session. We're going to take one strategy at a time, and these will go on for we'll probably have at least I'd say anywhere from 5 to 7 sessions. Okay, so 5 to 7 like specific solid strategies that you can you can deploy, you can engage, you can activate, and you can you will be able to build your arsenal of these strategies that will help you generate following. That will help you. Grow your following, that will help you get more sales, that will help you sell more stuff, and hopefully you can incorporate this as an ecosystem. Okay, that will be really, really cool. All right, good stuff. You ready to go? All right, let's get this started. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use my digital whiteboard. Let me see if I can see this. Okay, looks like I can. Okay, so this particular one. I'm going to title it list re-engagement. Okay, list re-engagement strategy. Okay, if you are taking note, strategy. There you go. Okay, list re-engagement strategy. And the reason I wanted to start with this particular one is because I know there's a lot of people that have been asking, how do we, how do we market to our existing list? Okay, this is a little bit different. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and erase this for now. This is a little bit different than the stuff we're gonna be talking about in the list building strategies. Okay. Or list monetization strategy. That's going to be a little bit different, although it may cross over, some things may cross over just a little bit as well. Okay, but let me explain to you the concept, kind of give a little precursor, a little pre-frame to you, make sure that you understand what I have in mind here. Okay, so very, very quickly, here is typically how our business looks. Okay, this is you're running Facebook ads here. Okay. You are running your, maybe YouTube traffic is coming from here. Maybe you got email, okay? You got other people's lists. You got influencers, etc., etc., etc. All right. So this is your traffic sources coming in, and typically, very, very quick review. All of these traffic sources will point out right to, many of you already know what's called your main landing page, right? So this is your landing or your opt-in page. Okay, opt-in page. Again, this is a review for many of you here. This particular stuff. Okay, so this piece right here, okay, this piece is what I call, let's see if I can maybe do a little bit of go a little artistic here on you. Okay, so this particular I'm just gonna put it in this little box. Okay, so this particular segment of my business, okay, this is what I call advertising. Okay, and of course when they opt in here, okay, when they opt in, they will normally be redirected to whatever that funnel is. Okay, your funnel. Okay, can be presentation page, etc., etc., etc. Okay, now this is what I call, okay, this is your where do I put it? Okay, let me just put it, let me go ahead and start titling these with different colors so that we can be on the same page. This is what I call your advertising stage. Okay, it's important for us to understand, okay, for all marketers to understand like what's going on, how do you break down your business, how that looks. Okay, so look, here's what happens. Okay, so I'm not gonna get into this stuff we're gonna cover a lot. A lot of this stuff we're gonna be covering in traffic generation strategies, and what I want to discuss is, once they opt in, all of us know that they go to our list. Okay, now here is where it gets really cool. Okay, this right here is really my business. Okay, well, it's part of my business, but this is an asset to my business. This is my business asset. Okay, now what I have noticed, and the reason I want to start with this particular strategy first, okay, is because I see, and this may be you as well, maybe you are one of these people, is that I see a lot of people, a lot of 4% group members in Facebook groups, and also they email us and they're asking, okay, I have a list, I don't have a lot of activity going on my list. Okay, so if you are advertising, this might be this particular landing page can be yours. Hopefully it's yours. Okay, so you're building, if you're using somebody else's, I want to try to keep these in as generic as possible, so this could be applicable to different situations or different companies. It's not just around 4%, but this can be applied to anything. So what happens usually is a lot of people will promote a landing page that's given to them, right, or opt-in page, and then they just rely on this side of the business. Okay, on the right side of the business. Okay, they would just rely on this part right here, and they would be like, okay, if I make money, great. If I don't make money, I think it's, I think it doesn't work, and I get bummed or whatever. They never really take a look at this side of the business, okay, the left-hand side of the business, which is really where your list is located. Now, in this list, if you don't do certain things with them, right, strategically, okay, if you don't have a strategy for marketing, because what happens is when people get to your list, okay, a lot of times, like for example, in the 4%, I'll tell you, we focus on marketing for our affiliates. Okay, here through our funnels, etc., etc., etc. What I want to talk to you about is ideas. How do you the strategies that you can utilize for marketing to your list? Because in my opinion, if this is advertising, okay, if this is the advertising phase of your business, okay, that's what you do to get people to your list. Once they're on your list, okay, this is where your marketing phase starts. Okay. All right. So a lot of people are calling themselves internet marketers. A lot of people calling themselves, marketers, right? So, but they're not. In my opinion, they're not really marketers because they don't understand. They don't really understand marketing. Because in my opinion, your marketing starts, and everybody should get really, really good at here on the left-hand side. Okay. Now, with you having a list, and this is what worked for me. Many times, initially, I would not communicate to the list, right? And so a lot of people let the list go cold. When the list goes cold, you can't really, you don't have a business. Okay, you always rely on getting new traffic. You always rely on new traffic sources. You're always paying money, and you're always in the advertising mode. Okay, which is okay. But if you're only getting, let's say you're getting 2% to maybe 5% here, okay, for your conversions, you're losing out 95 to 98%, okay. And if you're just in the advertising phase, if you go to marketing, which goes to your list, and your list goes cold. So today, I just basically wanted to run you through this one of the strategies that I used for myself. That worked really, really well. And every time that I need to kind of like re-engage my list, right, and get them refired up, this is the same process or the same method that I'm using for myself. Okay, so that's why I call it the list re-engagement strategy. Okay, and this is in the marketing category because I believe that when I'm talking to my list, this is where my marketing begins, where my creativity, and the more creative you are, the more people will be related. The more people can relate to you, the more money you can make from your list long term. Okay. So how do you do this? All right. And if your list goes cold, let's say this is a cold list. Okay. This is cold list. You're not really happy. Okay. People are not opening your emails. Okay. They're not. They're not really engaging with you, and nobody likes cold list. All right. Man, I wish I had, let's see, make sure that we can, all right, we're good. Just want to make sure because my connection might not be the best here at this place. So, cold list is not good. Okay, write this down. Cold list is not good. If you're not emailing your list, or if you're getting your open rates like, 2%, your open rate is 2%, how do you fix it up, right? Because of the demand for so many people were asking about this. Let's go ahead and tackle it, okay? I'm getting bad connection. Oh my goodness, hopefully we're good. Okay, if it buffers, hopefully the replay is gonna be good, okay? I'm getting a little signal that I'm having a bad connection. Okay, here is how I go about re-engaging my list, okay? Whatever it is that you're promoting, okay? There's gonna be a few steps that we're gonna take, okay? And you can apply this. You can do this pretty much anytime. Okay, this should work for you if if you're brand new. This should work for you if you have not emailed your list in months or even years. This should also work for you, if your list is somewhat warm and you just want to increase your conversions. Now, why would you want to do this? Well, there are several reasons. Number one, if you don't have good responsive list. When you're marketing to them, if you send out an email and you only get 1% open or 2% to open, you are risking at being put on a bad IP address, with your email service or your email delivery system, right? That's not good, and so you can find yourself to be in a downward spiral where you don't want to be, right? If you don't have people opening, not only you're not making money, but you're also risking getting yourself on a bad IP, therefore not even getting your emails delivered. Bad across the board. Okay. I also don't want to I also don't want to hammer my list over and over and over again and piss people off that are actually opening that 1 or 2% that are opening my emails. We also don't want to piss them off. So how do I do this? Okay, there's like 7 different steps, okay, that I would go about. If you have neglected your list, I'm not going to talk to you. If you have a list of 20 people, if you have a list of 20,000 people or 200,000 people, okay. If your list is cold, okay, if they're cold right here, okay, here is how I would go about re-engaging them. This is what I did. This is what worked for me personally. Okay, so step number 1, okay, is I would send them an email. All right, you would email them. Let's just represent it with this email here. Okay, I'm not the best artist in the world, so I would send them an email, and here is what I would do. Okay, this email would be basically like sorry email. Okay. Now, in this email, here's a few things that you can do. Okay, you can tell them, kind of remind them what they subscribed for. Okay, so remind them. Okay, remind them what they came or what they opted in for in the first place initially. Okay, so you want to re-engage re-trigger their reason for getting on your list in the first place, whatever that offer was, and this can be for different per offer. Okay, so if you're running a particular opportunity or product or whatever it is, remind them. Hopefully you're segmenting your list and you're putting people, if they're in the 4%, they go to your 4% bucket list. If they're for a different product, they go to your different product bucket list, which if you are running programs or an affiliate of the 4%, for example, we give you an ability to segment your list and put them in different lists or buckets based on different products. If you're running programs or promotions outside of the 4%, you should be considering, having your people segmented into different lists, so you understand what to talk to them about based on what they opted in for in the first place. Okay, so send them an email, remind them what they came there for. Okay, admit that you screwed up. Okay, just say, hey, sorry. Okay, and then give them a reason. Okay, why? Okay, give them a reason. The reason is important. Okay, if people are on your list and they went cold, and if you are all of a sudden emailing them again, what is that reason? Why are you emailing? Okay, people want to know. This is what I found to be very important. Give them a reason why. Okay, and I would do something else as well. The reason would be here's why I did not email you, or here's why you did not hear from me, or here is why basically there was no communication. Okay, you want to address why, kind of remind them that you came here for this, you didn't hear from me, here is because of whatever that was. Okay, now be sincere, be genuine, and the reason's got to be in their favor. Okay, so for example, you can just say, well, I just forgot about you, and all of a sudden I'm just looking to start making money again, so I'm just gonna contact you again. You know what I mean? That's not gonna work. But what you can do is you can say, you know what, I've just been going through an intensive training on whatever the topic might be, right? And based on what they came there for in the first place, it's got to be relevant. Hopefully, you can connect the dots, and you can say, hey, I just came across this big thing. Okay, so announce a big thing. I just came across, or I just learned this big thing, or I just got this big idea, or I'm just going through this, advanced training, and I just had a revelation about marketing. So basically identify this one thing, okay, that you've discovered, okay, and you want to share it with them. Okay, you want to share the one thing. Share the one thing. Okay, give them one piece of content with one thing. Boom. You're not asking them. Don't ask them to buy anything. Don't send them to a sales page. Just give them an idea. Now, where can you do this? Okay, you can do this on. You can do this on. If you have like a ClickFunnels account, right? So you can do that there. Or if you have like a central, hub, as we like to refer to it, like a blog or something like that. Or you can also do that right there in the email. Okay, so you don't even have to do it. Or maybe you can post a YouTube video, send people to your YouTube video. Bottom line is that one thing has to be with no pitch. There's got to be no pitch whatsoever. Okay. Next thing, what I would do okay, is I would wait about 2 days. Okay, I would wait about 2 days. That's really small, huh? Can you see that? And I would send them another email in 2 days, and this would be a content email. Okay, this would be pure content email. Make sure that we're streaming here. Okay. Now the content has to be relevant to whatever they came there for in the first place. Okay, so there's got to be congruency there. Okay, relevancy. Yeah, if they came in there to learn about, business building or marketing or weight loss or whatever that topic might be that they came there for initially, it's got to be relevant. Okay, so give them one content. Where do you get that content? Okay, well, let's say, for example, if you are a member of the 4%, what you can do is you can take one idea, right? One thing, and just share with them. Again, no pitch. Okay, no pitch. Okay. 2 days later, I'm going to send them a third email. Okay. I'm going to have content. Okay. Plus private list or secret list. Okay. Now this works really, really well if you do it right. Okay. So on the third email, this third email becomes a little pivot. Okay, for you. Okay, this third email becomes important. Okay, because this is where the previous two emails had no content. On this email, I will do this. Okay, I'm gonna send them to a landing page. Okay, I'm gonna send them to an opt-in page. Okay, I'm gonna send them to an opt-in page for something really cool. Okay, something really, really cool and exciting. Okay, and you can say, I'm gonna share with you the kind of the reason behind this, but this is really, really powerful, you guys. This worked really, really well for me. If you do this right, you'll be able to create a system and a machine that will allow you to focus on your marketing, which is this part right here. Okay, with tremendous power. Okay, you will have your emails delivered. You will not be pissing anybody off, and your marketing will return high dollars. Okay, which is really, really cool. Okay, the reason now, once you hear me out and kind of like listen and pay attention to what I'm saying here between the lines, because that's more important than the actual tactics. Okay, so again, strategy is more important than tactics. Okay, on this third email, I'm gonna say, you know what, I've been giving you this content. Remind them. Okay, remind them that you have been giving them this content. Sorry about my handwriting, it's not the best. I know. Come on. You'd be like, I think I can't read that. Well, just kind of pay attention and as I'm talking, maybe you take notes. Okay. Remind that, hey, over the last couple days or over the last week, right? I've been sending you this email. Now, guess what? Here's what I'm doing. Okay. I am creating a private list. Okay, or I'm creating a private notification list, or I'm creating a VIP notification list. I'm creating an elite group of people to communicate with. Something that would be attractive. Okay, now make sure that you do this. Okay, it's very, very important. However you want to word it, okay, it's got to be something cool, something exciting. Okay, something that people will want to be a part of. The words I like to use are like elite is attractive, private. Okay, these are power words in marketing, right? So elite, private, exclusive, VIP, you can say mastermind, but mastermind I would reserve, like if you're thinking about your strategies, right? Like where you want to take your business moving forward. Let's say you want to be like, don't shoot all your bullets all at the same time. You know what I mean? So if you're gonna, let's say for example that you right now you might be, you still might be considered, I don't like when people say that. Some people say, well, I'm a small marketer, I'm a beginner, I'm a newbie, I'm this or that or that. And so what they're doing is they're trying to fire all their bullets at the same time, and then their cannon is empty, and then maybe that's a bad metaphor. I'm taking it down. I don't know, but you get the point, right? You want to think strategically into the future of how you want to market your business and how you want to market yourself as an entrepreneur. Okay, so when you or I'll tell you about myself. When I do marketing, right? So what I do is I think ahead of time. Okay, I might not be doing masterminds right now. Okay, if I'm an affiliate, for example, hopefully not for long, right? Because I'm thinking about how can I become an entrepreneur? How can I think like an entrepreneur? Well, what do I need? I need a responsive list. I need my emails to be delivered, right? I need the people to be buying from when I send them emails, when I communicate with them. I need to condition my people to respond to me. Now, what the company that I'm promoting for is doing, like for example, 4%. If you're an affiliate of the 4%, okay, and I know a lot of people watching this, there are affiliates of the 4%. Let the 4% do what the 4% does. Great, okay? Let it do what the 4% does. The follow-up funnels, communication emails, they'll be working your list. That's great, okay? That's a great benefit for me. Now, me as a marketer, as an affiliate, okay, I can think like an affiliate, and in that case, I would just rely 100% on the 4%, right? I would be like, okay, you guys just do your thing, and I'll just sit and be like, okay, if I get conversions, I get conversions. If I don't get conversions, I don't get conversions. Well, in that case, you're not a marketer. So you're not really doing marketing. Advertising is not marketing. You get me? Makes sense, right? So what I need to do is let the 4%, the company or whatever the company that might be, okay, let them do what they do. I am on the other side as a business owner, right? As an owner of the list, because the list is yours, you're building that list. I need to take my marketing and I need to be strategic in what I do. Now, think about where do I want to be at, don't ask yourself how, don't worry about the little details or the tactics yet. Just think about it like this. In 6 months and in a year and then maybe 5 years, where would I want to be at as an entrepreneur, as an independent entrepreneur? Let's say at that time, my list would be 20,000 people, might be 200,000 people, right? So where would I want to be at 2 years down the road, 3 years down the road? Thinking as an entrepreneur, okay? So throughout, between now and that time, if I want my business to be at, let's say 7 figures, let's say if I want to do $1 million a month or $1 million a year in that time, right? Between now and whenever that may be 24 months or three years. What would be my milestones, my strategic, steps, right? That I would take my business from 0 to maybe my first 5,000, my first 10,000, my first 20,000, 100,000 and so forth, right? And so if I wanted to create something, again, I'm just giving you, a lot of explanation that might not even be necessary, but hopefully you get this, right? Because I want to try to keep things very, very simple that everybody can follow. Even if you're a total beginner, you would get it, hopefully. Or maybe if you're, an experienced entrepreneur, it would still be beneficial to you, right? So what I want to do is I want to think through, will I have a high back end for my business? For example, as an entrepreneur, I have a list of 20,000 in 2 years or 200,000 in 2 years. Do I want to hang out with my people privately? Okay, if you say yes, if you're somebody who think that, it might be a great idea for one day, maybe not now, but maybe one day, for me to hang out with my people, maybe put them, bring them together on a mastermind, right? Bring them together on a yacht. I've done it before. The company I was promoting was, one of the companies before was Empower Network. And so I utilized this strategy, right? I was communicating with my people. I was building my list and my team, et cetera, et cetera. And then I one day I wanted to have people take them on a yacht and just do cool things with them, right? Now I want to be able to be in a position to pay for the yacht, and take my people out, have a great time. Obviously that's a, talk to your attorney. Don't take my advice for it. But in my case, it could be a tax write-off, right? Depending on how you have your business set up, et cetera, et cetera. And you also have your people bonding with you, right? So in that case, I would hold the words like mastermind for maybe something down the road, Okay, so if I'm right here, okay, if I'm emailing my list for the, if I'm sending this out right here, okay, if I'm here sending them to this page, my cool thing, okay, you got to be asking yourself, will that interfere with whatever you're going to be doing later on? Okay, so if that's going to be, if you call it this really cool thing, if you call it a mastermind, okay, and then down the road you're thinking, okay, when I get bigger, I would want to have a physical mastermind. Then you've already used that bullet. You know what I mean? Metaphorically speaking, you can't really use, you can't really have like a mastermind and then another mastermind that people will pay you 5,000 or 10,000 for to attend. Does that make sense? So be strategic about it. Your really cool thing should be exciting, but it should not interfere with any of your potential future promotions or ideas that you may have. Make sense? Okay. Now here's what happens. I want to separate people here. Okay. And as soon as they opt in for this really cool thing, it can be a private Facebook group. It can be private. So many people are doing private Facebook groups that I don't think they're as effective as they used to be. Let's say even a year ago or 2 years ago. It could be a private teleconference call, something that's just a little bit unique. Something that's not that most people are not doing right now. And again, depending when you're watching this training, so just kind of pay attention to what's going on in the marketplace and try to be a little bit different than what the rest of the marketplace is doing out there. Okay, but the whole idea here is I want to get him. I want to get him onto my other list. Okay. You can call it your inner circle, but then again, if maybe down the road you're going to charge for inner circle, then you might not use that little, that bullet. Okay, so just be creative there. But here I want to put, I want them to get on my active list, basically. Okay, my active list, my warm list. Okay, now what I've done essentially here, okay, is I have created a little system of marketing, okay, this right here, a little system of marketing that takes my people, okay, from this machine that's at the top, okay, right here. Hopefully you can see. I wish it would be easier for like a physical whiteboard to where I could be in front of like a physical whiteboard, but hopefully you can follow me, right? This at the top, this advertising, what I call it advertising, where everybody like almost 100% of the marketers out there, affiliate marketers, are focusing on, and they're missing so much money, it's ridiculous. Okay, what I'm doing now is I'm creating my I'm really focusing on understanding what it takes to really be a marketer, which is this side of the equation. Okay, and then I'm putting people through this process, and you can even put people through this process regardless if they are, obviously this would work really, really cool for your cold list. Okay, if they're your cold, to wake them up, this would be a really, really good strategy. But guess what? This can also be a really, really cool strategy for you to put them through this process anyways. Okay, because a lot of people will be coming into your list on the front end here, to your front door marketing, or your phase one of your marketing here, and a lot of them will have their arms crossed and whatever, right? They'll think that you're somebody who's just another guy that tries to get my money. It's blah blah blah, right? Like most people do. So you want to serve them with value there, build your self credibility, right? And then get them on your active list, which is here. Okay, this right here, your active list, and this is where you really, really focus, because this is going to be your gold. Okay, when people get to this list, they will be your gold. Now I would separate them. I would literally create a separate list. Okay, I would create a separate list and put them on separate lists. As a matter of fact, what I would do is I would even go so far. Again, this is, you don't need to do this, but if you are able to do this, I would go insofar as to even getting a separate autoresponder. Let's say if my front end, if my front end marketing, my general list is with GetResponse, okay, great, let it be there. When people opt into my active list, when I take them through that little process that I just showed you, and they re-opt in, they literally have to re-opt in. Okay, so I would build like a landing page whatever your cool thing is, announcing, hopefully if you can make a video, put it on your landing page, awesome. Maybe use ClickFunnels to build a little page. Again, be as creative as you want. Don't take it over the top though, but make sure that it's genuine and something that you can deliver on, okay? Again, a little side note, right? Not to mention, you have to be you have to be committed to your personal growth. You have to be committed to your, professional growth as an entrepreneur as well. You can't be staying in the same spot, right? Because right now, what's happening here is with this marketing strategy, you are becoming a leader. You're becoming an expert, and you're literally pushing yourself by so doing. You're kind of forcing yourself to grow. Okay, you don't have a choice. Otherwise, you're not gonna have content. You're not gonna have stuff to to talk to your people about. Make sense? And so I would literally create a different autoresponder, or go to a different like MetaPost or Infusionsoft or any of the other autoresponders that's completely different from this company. You say, Vic, I have to, you're telling me to pay another, tag on another monthly bill for another autoresponder to do that? Yes, right? But again, this is optional, but highly recommended. The reason, I'll tell you the reason why, okay, is because with my, let's call it general right here, this general autoresponder, it says get response, okay? My email open rates here, let's say they would be, I don't know, anywhere from 1% to maybe 10%, okay? General. That means that 90% of my people on this list right here, they're not opening my emails, right? And if every time I email them, they're not opening my emails. Okay, only same people might be opening my emails, right? Now, when I do that, and some people might be complaining, some people might be hitting spam buttons on their emails or your emails when they get them, and so your reputation for your score, kind of like a credit score, for your email delivery system kind of goes down. When it drops down, they put you on a bad IP address. Okay, and then, as they say, rich get richer, poor get poorer, right? If you have bad email deliverability, or people not responding to you, guess what? On top of that, when you have bad email deliverability because they put you on a bad IP address, right? Your email response goes down the drain, right? And then you're like, dude, I just went from 5% open rate down to like 0.5% open rate. What's going on, right? What am I doing? And all of a sudden you start to meet yourself, your head against the wall, not knowing what to do. I want to disconnect. For that reason, I want to disconnect from this company, and I want to create a separate company with active list. So my people, when they're coming from list 1, okay, to list 2, or from company 1 to company 2 here, okay, when they go through this process, okay, during this process, they are pre-framed and they are fired up about this cool thing. When they get to this list number 2, okay, they are very, very engaged. So my open rates for list number 2, okay, should be double digits. It should be 30%, 40%, 60% and above. Okay, and this is where I'm really, really, really connecting with my people. This is when I'm really sending them emails. Now check this out. Okay, I'm gonna send them an email here. Content. Okay, content. This content can be what? Okay, this content can be you doing your weekly teleconference. This content can be you doing a live stream. This content can be you doing something to bring them value every week. Guess what? This content can also be you sending them to, okay, you sending them to your hub, okay, to your home. Can be your blog. If you're using eStage, which I highly recommend you check. If you don't have eStage, definitely check it out, because that's something that's going to allow you to create a really, really, really beautiful, very, very powerful, very connecting, with your audiences. This can be a home, okay? So you keep sending them here, all right? And you deliver that value there via a blog post, maybe a video, maybe you host your weekly show there, okay? Maybe you do your weekly, teleconference. Maybe you're using freeconferencecall.com, and then you did a conference call, and then you stored in your archives here, your recording. This becomes your value, okay? Value place. Now, what's cool about this strategy is this value place is now you incorporated. Does that make sense? You have just effectively separated yourself from the top where most of the affiliates are focusing on. See that? This advertising category here. Okay? From this top category, you just separate yourself from here. Okay? And you have effectively moved people through your little system strategically. You did this, right? To where now you are really focusing on building you. This phase number 2 here, okay, this list number 2, this becomes your bread and butter. This becomes your lifestyle income, or this becomes your lifestyle flow. This becomes, these people will pay for your house payment. They will pay for your cars. They will pay for your vacations. They'll pay for your, you name it. They'll pay for your lifestyle, man. Ladies, every single dollar will come from somebody's pocket. Now, here's the idea. Your value to them should far exceed the dollars that you are making from them. Does that make sense? If you're selling whatever product that you're selling them, your value that you deliver to them should 10x or 100x that which they pay you in money, okay, to buy your products, for which you are getting commissions. Okay, makes sense? Is this understandable? Yes, you get it? Let me know. Let me know in the group if you get it. Okay, that's just kind of give me some feedback in the group. We will be diving into more strategies. Obviously, there's so much I can teach you about strategic marketing approaches. We can we'll dive into a lot of them over the next several weeks. But this is a really, really cool one to start thinking about, and everybody can start doing this. Now, these value pieces, here, these emails, okay. Let's say that you have your hub, okay, and if you're in the 4%, you've got what kind of value pieces? I can almost hear somebody watching this and like, Vic, but I don't know how to create value pieces, man. I don't know how to create content. Okay, so here's what you can do. Okay, here's what you can do. Depending what you're promoting, keep in mind what people came in for. Okay, you become the connector, and you become the best connector that person has ever met. Okay, so what do we have that's available from the 4%? For example, if you are in the 4% affiliate ecosystem, right? What do we have that might benefit your people for which they came for, right? Could you send them the journey, right? So if we have the journey video on YouTube, for example, that's a public place, right? So what you could do is you could take the video. If it's public video, you can take it, you can embed it into your site. That's fine. We don't have a problem with it. As long as it's not a private video from like the back office, that's actual private, right? But if it's on our YouTube channel, a public video, you can take the embed code, you can actually embed that video into your post, or make a post, or make a value piece with that video, put your little pre-framing, write a paragraph or two about it, or write an email about it, and just link people out to that. You just effectively became the connector to that value piece. Did you have to create that value piece? No, right? But you made the connection. People will thank you. You know what I did in the early days, is I would literally I would just wake up. I remember this one time I woke up one day, right? And this was, years ago. And I'm like, I want to connect with people. I just have that, I just had that feeling that, I want to send out a really cool thing to people. And I was just on YouTube for whatever. I don't remember why I was on YouTube, but I came across this video. I forgot what the name. I think it's Three Little Birds. Just totally everything is gonna be all right. That little song. Don't worry, everything's gonna be all right. That video. It was a viral video, right? So it was a public video. So I literally just took that link, and I emailed my list. And I just said, hey, this has nothing to do with marketing, but hopefully it makes your day better. Boom, drop that link. Video wasn't even mine. I sent that link out to my list of people. I cannot tell you how many replies I got to that email. People literally thanking me, saying, Vic, thank you, for this piece of content that has nothing to do with marketing. But just because I did that, people did not expect it. It worked really, really well for me. Okay, so think about what value pieces can you send to them, communicate to them based on what they came here for, or to your list for, okay? Or if it's generic enough to just once in a great while, don't do this too often, okay? Because it's not gonna work as effectively. But maybe once in a great while, if you come across something that's like totally, like that's not something that really totally inspires you, okay? You can send out that content and just say, hey, this has nothing to do with marketing. I want to condition my people, my personal. When I was when I was running, effectively. Right now, obviously, my focus is 4%, building out. But when I'm in my affiliate zone, right? When I operate as an affiliate, when I'm promoting something, or when I'm always thinking about how can I condition. This word conditioning is really, really important in marketing. Okay, when you have your people on your list, you want to condition your people to respond to you in a certain way. Okay, conditioning is very, very important. Don't take this as a bad thing, because conditioning can be like, okay, like you're conditioning people. That's not really good. It's actually, look at it in a positive, right? So we can look at it in a negative. I want to encourage you to look at it in a positive. Here's what I mean by conditioning. You want to become somebody who's going to be a little bit unpredictable, right? Somebody that people will look forward to receiving your emails. Not somebody who is like pushing onto them. You know what I mean? Like, hey, here's another thing, here's another thing, here's another thing. You want to be somebody who is a little bit difficult to get to, yet people will feel like they know you, right? Because the way that you communicate with them. Maybe if you can shoot a video. Somebody that's somebody that's real, right? But also somebody that's not like everybody else, okay? I don't want to get too deep into this. I mean, I can, there's like a whole day I can spend on this and just kind of talk about this whole, personality building, strategies and stuff like that. Maybe we get into it, in this series. Maybe not. We'll see. But the main thing is you wanna stand out. Like you wanna be noticeable. You wanna be somebody that's just different. There's something about you that's just different. As a marketer. So where everybody's like at the top, that whiteboard I was showing you, focusing on just advertising and just like relying on 2% of people to convert, you really focus on marketing, channeling your people through that machine. And here's what I do, okay? I build out my hub, I build out my home, okay? And then from time to time, I can do blatant promotions, okay? I can say from time to time, when you've built enough value, okay, when you're giving them good stuff and you continue to serve them, from time to time, you can send direct emails and say, you know what? Get this. Just boom, get this. Boom, get this. And this is where you're making big bucks, okay? So this becomes your money, okay? This becomes your money at will. Let me see if I can, this become money represented with green, yeah? This right here, my friend, becomes your lifestyle right here, okay? Now, what I want to do is I want to think about it like this. I want to think about it. Again, this is not anything that's super revolutionary or anything, okay? And if you have been around, as a marketer for, a good amount of time, you probably have heard me teach this stuff or talk about it or allude to this kind of stuff, right? I want to make sure that that you understand though, because even though you might you might understand this, if you don't have it set in place, I'm telling you, you're missing so much money. Is ridiculous. And it has to do with marketing, because again, there's advertising is external, marketing is internal, okay? And so what you do, let me see if I can maybe show it to you like this, okay, on my iPad, okay? Let me see if this is so what you do is right here. Check it out. Okay, can you see? It's not really easy to see, huh? Anyway, I'm gonna tell you. Just listen. So what you do is you automate the whole thing, right? So from your when people opt into your list, say your general list, you can have people who are on that list when they are not on your active list, okay? If they did not move to your list number 2, you can continue to send an email, continue to reinforce that message from time to time, right? Just continue to give them value and give them a reason. Every single email you send out, let me show it to you, okay? This is list number 1 here, okay? This list number 1, this is list number 2. Right now, I'm talking about list number 2 or list number 1 here, okay? You will have, let's say, this process here, okay? I'm just showing you 3 emails, but guess what? By the end of the 3 emails, maybe you have 20% of your people move from list 1 to list 2, maybe 20%. Okay, so your list 2 is not as big, and when somebody gets to list 2, what you do is you tell your autoresponder for list 1 to be to remove that person from list 1. Okay, and so that way, as soon as they come into list 2, if they use the same email, they are automatically getting removed from list 1. So your list 1 is your working list. Think of it like a general working list that you're working on, like you're cultivating list, right? However you want to label it, right? But this is your focus is to get as many people to your list 2, to your active list as possible, to your responsive list as possible. And as soon as they get there, they should be removed from list 1. Okay, and then you really treat these people here on list 2 like gold, because these guys will cover, if later on, if you're gonna be launching out your private super promotions, or if you want to do a webinar that does $100,000 or $1 million in sales, or if you want to do like a super mega promotion for whatever, right? Whether it's your thing, or maybe you just there's a competition, you have so much value built with that list 2, okay, that you those people feel like indebted to you, right? They feel like they owe you because you've delivered so much value to them. And so this was a strategy, you guys, that I use a lot, okay, in my marketing, and especially when I was running affiliate, when I was promoting other people's stuff. This was my plan. This was my strategic marketing, right? Not advertising is one thing, but I want to make sure that everybody gets the difference between advertising and actually marketing, okay? And then I want to automate the whole thing so that as people are coming in through the front, however many people convert through the system that I'm using or the products that I'm promoting, great. That's money, easy money, lowest hanging fruit. But then put people through this whole machine that I just talked about, list 1, list 2, through those emails, and you have them automated. And as new people are coming in, they're literally going through that machine, and they're coming out to your active list. And these are the people that you're really, really, really engaging with on an ongoing basis. When you get big enough, let's say that list number 2 gets to, 10,000 people, 5,000 people, 20,000 people, right? And you want to do something mega big. You want to launch out your own brand. You want to launch out, you want to do a private mastermind, whatever you want to do. Again, you're building you, right? And you're becoming a very, very strong, solid entrepreneur that thinks, you can literally write your own check for anything you want to write it for. Okay, think about it. This was one of several strategies I'm going to be showing you and sharing with you. Let me know what you think about this. Let me know, if you're in a Facebook group, in a private Facebook group in the 4%. Again, this was a segment, our first segment on internet marketing strategies. And again, Vic approaches marketing a little bit differently than what most people approach marketing. And hopefully that makes sense to you. Okay? I look forward to seeing you on the next episode or the next session of this. We're going to have these weekly going on, so stay tuned. And if you are watching this after the fact, okay, obviously we're making these, we're getting together here live, but we are also recording. And so we're going to be building out this library for this particular training series. And if you just happen to watch replays or recordings of this, if you came in later, if you're not in the live class, then just obviously watch these as a replays, and you can go and jump. If there's other strategies available, go watch them. Hopefully it makes you $1 million or more. I'll see you next time. Cheers.